I've been reviewing films that I've never seen before and have been nominated for Oscars, and my shame is real now. And I can't show my face in public, so I'm holding my hood over my head for the shame I feel in not having seen this. I'm so sorry. They shouldn't let me near film criticism. It's my first time seeing All About Eve. So serious. I don't know. I've seen like random classics over the years, thanks to TCM, but it was always based on like what they had on at the time. Like what lined up with, like, when was I gonna sit down and watch and see what was on? I have seen classics, you know, not this one. I saw it with audio. Thank God it has audio description. Funny thing was, somebody mentioned to me, they're like, oh, we're going back through and we're watching Feud, Betty versus Joan. And then I was looking for something to watch and I found All About Eve with audio description. I was like, oh, I've never seen that. It's been nominated for 14 Academy Awards. It's the winner of Best Picture. I'm just now watching it. Well, at least it's done. Done and over with. I got one more. It's the second Best Picture winner I've watched in this block of time. So, I've seen Wings, by the way, for people who are like, you've seen enough movies. I've seen Wings. So, that gets me like 3 points, at least, on whatever scale we're on. Because I don't think a lot of people have actually seen Wings, but I have seen Wings way back in the day. But anyway, and Birth of the Nation, which nobody should ever be forced to sit through. But it's a whole different story. Yeah, this is an amazing film. This script is fire. Uh, Represented by the fact that it's nominated for an ass ton of acting nominations. It's a film about actors nominated for an ass ton of acting nominations, which I think is hilarious. Like, most of the cast is nominated here. It won Best Supporting Actor for George Sanders, but it does star Betty Davis and Anne Baxter in lead roles. Interestingly, Marilyn Monroe is in this, and she's like, the fact that she's in this is like one of the least interesting things you'll know about this film or enjoy while watching it. It's so interesting how one of the most iconic people of all time is like, thanks for being here. Continue, with the film. Like, I wasn't even like, oh, Marilyn, thanks. Oh my God, I need to focus on Marilyn's performance. Let's focus on Marilyn Monroe. I was like, get me back to this. This script is so smart. It's one of the smartest scripts I think I've ever listened to. I just immediately, this was one of those things that I wanted to be remade all the time, like into theater shows. I wanted, it should have been remade like 8 times, just because I'm like, oh my God. I mean, like, it is perfection, and there's that whole argument of don't touch it, because it's probably all at the same time. If you've seen like 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda, and you've also seen 12 Angry Men with Jack Lemmon, you'll know that they both brought something fantastic. And I don't think that there's a debate as to whether or not who's the better actor, Henry Fonda or Jack Lemmon. There's, of course, everybody recognizes that the original is fantastic, but the fact that Jack Lemmon got to tackle 12 Angry Men, yeah, I mean, that's a thing that exists out there that you can watch. It has a bunch of other really solid cast members in it too, but Jack Lemmon is in the Henry Fonda role. And yeah, I was thinking about all the people over the years. I was thinking at some point in a career, there was a point where Meryl Streep would have been fire in this. She's just been in Betty Davis's role, just fucking fantastic. And now I'm like, there are going to be people over the years where you're just like, you want them to read this. This script is one of the best scripts I've ever listened to. It's so smart. And there's some things that are just, it's perfection. The line about it's time that the piano follow uh uh, the orchestra, the orchestral score, something like that. um because she's arguing that, that as an actress that she has to bring, that she has to change the script and everything because it's boring the audience to tears. And he comes back at her with, it's time that the piano learn to follow the learn to that it follows the orchestral score. I don't even know. I just, like, I was sitting there like alone. I watch some stuff at work while I'm working and listening to it. I just was like, ooh, ooh. I was like, that's so shady. I love it. It's so good. If you've never stop what you're doing right now, literally, just if you're in the middle of, I don't know, driving a car, pull the car over the side of the road, find it on your phone, and just watch it. Just on the side of the road. If somebody comes up to your door and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Just be like, "I'm watching All About Eve. It's recommended to me. It's recommended that I watch it right now, in this moment. Flying a plane, stop. Watch All About Eve. Just keep it flying in the air. Just make sure it's still flying. Just maybe circle for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Your flight has been delayed for 2 hours and 15 minutes as I found All About Eve, and we're going to be watching a short in-flight movie. We were about to land in 20 minutes, but this film has been recommended to me, and we are now going to land in 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, yeah, this is a great film. I don't even think, I know it's like recognized, like I'm supposed to be like, Betty Davis is amazing. It's just that it's the script. This is script. This isn't even like this could be, thank God. Thank God there's a win for screenplay here. Because that's all it is. It's a fantastic screenplay. The writing is fire, and they put a perfect cast together to exercise it. Direction, sure. Yeah, when you have this many things going well together, it sort of is like going to, you're gonna cook a meal, and you go to the farmer's market, and everything's fresh, and you didn't have to use anything canned or frozen or anything like that. Everything's just fresh. Your meal's gonna taste great. Like that's what this feels like. Everybody's just acting, uh, doing grand work, beautiful, beautiful work in this film. I obviously, the audio description was fine, but it didn't like go into great detail about some of the other things this film was nominated for, like costume design and art design and cinematography. Because there's a lot of dialogue. Um, One of the good things about this film that makes it really blind friendly, I would say, is at the top we open with built in who these people are. These are the players for the game. And it introduces us to everyone in the film. And there's a guy that's narrating, and I laughed again out loud. Just, I'm glad nobody was around because I had so many reactions. I'm glad that nobody was in my office. I kept giggling or laughing or something. And there's a point where he's like, "And me, I am a theater critic. I am the most important of all." And I was like, oh my God. I was, I was like, I do that, but I don't think I'm important at all. I think, like, the fact that I talk about audio description is important, but holy shit. what a referendum on theater criticism for somebody to be like, we're the most important of all. Theater critics are the most important. It's like some stuffy guy too. It was great. I just, I laughed. I was like, they wrote that line because they fucking hate theater critics. somebody really hates theater critics because when you hear it said out loud, there's no nobody would ever say that. Um, in any position, if they'd been like, "And me, I am the director, and I am the most important of all." Nobody wants to say that. It always immediately makes you sound like an asshole. Me, I am the key grip, and I am the most important of all. Um, no, no, no one is. That's the thing about how Hollywood. It's like a business, and there's so many people that put together productions. Unless you literally did everything for your own, unless you're a one man show and you wrote, directed, starred in a one man play where you play all of the characters. You wrote your own music. You did your own lighting design, your own set. You built your own set. Uh, you stage manage your own play while you're in it. Uh, I don't know. I don't even know how all this would be possible, but it'd be really interesting to see. Um, you're calling your own lighting cues like in the middle of the show. You're like D5. You're just shouting out random cues in the middle of the script. Um, Endlessly entertaining, I'm sure. But in that case, then yes, you are the most important thing about your show because you're the only person contributing to it. Otherwise, it's a team effort. And still in that case, theater critics are not the most important thing. Um, this I love this movie. Immediately, instantly fell in love with this movie. Um, it's also weird because I'm openly admitting that I need this to be remade because there's so many people who could have done this role over the years and would have just been, or just, it's not even just the role, it's the cast, because this is an ensemble. It's so weird because this is known for being a Betty Davis film, like above all, I think when I think of like how I've seen the poster before visually, I just think of Betty Davis. And I've always felt like this was like a Betty Davis film, and it was just selling me on Betty Davis, those Betty Davis eyes, uh, you know, which need their own audio description because I don't know if anybody's ever really explained that to anybody, but um, yeah, it's a great movie. It really just savagely uh, goes over everything, and it's even better if you've ever done theater, because all of this catty bullshit is totally real. I work in theater. This is what I do for real life. I work with the students in theater, and oh my god, yeah, this is totally right. And egos and people, you take your shot, and Eve takes her shot, and she sort of changes the game. And man, that speech at the end where she's thanking everybody, and the narrator's even making a point of people are like, they're like bowing their head and they're like looking away because Eve is doing this. Not Eve. Because Margot, that's her name. I think it's Margot. Is doing this speech at the end. It's just like thanking everybody, and she's thanking everybody like effusively, like over, and we've already seen what's transpired over the course of the film. And when she thanks somebody, we know what's happened, what's transpired, and so do they. So they're like looking down at their glass, and they're like looking off into space. Everybody. It's just like nobody is the same after this, and it's just such a great, fantastic script. I think it's one of the best scripts I've ever seen / read before, and it's such a testament to the assembly of this cast. I know we didn't have SAG awards back then, but I'd like to believe that a film that was nominated for like five acting awards. I think it's 5 acting awards. I think it had 2 best actress, 1 supporting actor, and 2 supporting actress. It may have had a 2nd supporting actor. I may be wrong about that. It may have 6. But trying to remember all the nominations it got that I just read before doing this video. Did I memorize all 14? No, I didn't. Yeah, it has at least five, may have six. But anyway, that kind of a film would have gotten a SAG ensemble because, yeah, it's oddly not all about Eve. It's a absolutely fantastic ensemble, um, doing some really fantastic work, and truly, truly, I feel so much better that I saw this. Probably more so than any of the other films that I've seen. Well, I really loved Marriage Story too. I should say that, and that was a great script by Noah Baumbach. But yeah, of the films that I've watched, some of them I liked, and I've been like, yeah, I'm glad I saw that. But oh my god, I'm glad I got this one off my list because, damn, damn. If you have a chance to watch it with audio description, Louis Lerner or something like that was his name. Lou. It was very alliterative. His last name was alliterative, and I was unfamiliar with the narrator, and I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. Um, and that's it. So uh, I rarely ever do this because I save the plus for films that I'm sure are rewatchable, and I'm gonna watch again and again. And I rarely ever do this to if I'm on the first time viewing. I usually need at least a second viewing. The last time I think I did this to a film was Arrival. I don't even think I've had films that have been like my best picture, and I don't think I put a plus next to them. Um, so I am I'm elevating All About Eve because I need to hear this script again. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way I'm not gonna listen to this script again. I feel like I'm gonna end up now rewatching this. Oh, like more times throughout my life. I would watch it tomorrow if somebody was like, hey, if I was talking to them and like I haven't seen it, I'd be like, oh, let's watch it again. The script is amazing. Um, so I'm gonna give it the rare A plus. I usually don't do this out of the gate. This means I usually indicate it. This is a favorite film of mine of all time that has really stood the test of time, that I've watched dozens of times and I just love over and over. The last time I was right. I saw Arrival in theaters and I was blown away, and I've seen Arrival a bunch of times since then. I keep getting blown away every time I see Arrival. And I used it last year as part of my 40 for 40. So, All About Eve. Welcome. Welcome straight into the you can pass go and collect $200. Move on up. I do not need to meditate anymore on your greatness. I don't think you're a one-time viewing for me. I think the script is way too good. I want to hear those lines again. I have to hear it. First of all, I'm fucking up the piano line. I need to hear that line again. I heard it and I was just cut. It cut. I was like, oh, oh. I could feel Margot bleeding out. I just like, oh my god. I'm savage. That's like Real Housewives stuff. Like the Real Housewives would be watching this movie and they'd be like, damn, oh my god, we need to learn from this. Taking notes. Anyway, I know this is like the weirdest review of this film ever, but I'm super excited. I was shamed at the beginning. I had my hood on. It probably looks really weird. I don't even know. The problem is I never know what it picks as my little image for my video. It probably looks really weird in the beginning, but I really wanted to be very dramatic here because this film requires it. 14 nominations and a Best Picture winner. I really have to pay more attention to the films that I haven't seen, but this period of time has really allowed me to do that, and it's forcing me to pick films and fill my days until the Oscar nominations, at least with Oscar nominees that I've never seen. So today was All About Eve. Anyway, click that subscribe button, hit like. I have a website, macthemovieguy.com. You can go to X, Threads, or Instagram and follow me at Mac the Movie Guy. You can go to the audio description project, adp.asdb.org. It lets you know what has audio description and where you can watch it. You can go to the ADA.org, that's the ADNA.org, to let you know who's narrating your favorite films and television series. And that is it for me today. I will watch something else and see you guys on the other side.